you guys, it's Kristina from Rawfully Organic and Fully Raw, and I'm here today because I'm going to share with you 6 easy food storage tips so that you guys can get the most out of learning how to store, ripen, and rotate your produce at home. For those of you who don't know me, I run Rawfully Organic here in Houston, Texas, which is the largest raw foods, nonprofit, local and organic produce cooperative in the US right now. I've been an 811 low-fat raw vegan for almost 7 years now, and I live with 6 people now who pretty much eat high raw, if not as much raw as me, and we have 8 refrigerators. Over the past 7 years, I consider myself to become an expert at rotating, ripening, and storing produce. That way I'm able to get the maximum amount of taste for the least amount of waste possible. And I'm gonna teach with you how I do that at my house today. Now don't get overwhelmed by all the food that I have. Keep in mind I have 6 people with me and 8 refrigerators, and I'm just gonna show you a little bit about how I do it. For any of you guys who miss any of this, you can always replay the video, or you can go to my websites at rawfullyorganic.com or Fully Raw. Rawfully Organic shares with you recipes and videos and ideas on how to use produce with your co-op boxes. And Fully Raw teaches you and educates you on how to be and become 100% fully raw in your skin, in your body, and with food. All right, you guys, let's take a look at my fridges. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna teach you how to do is how to keep your greens lasting as long as you can. I want you to bag your greens. A lot of people tell me that they can't get to the greens in time because they wilt, but what you'll notice that I do is I have these biodegradable produce bags from Co-op. And what I do is I spritz all my greens and then I put them in here and I put them in the fridge. It makes them last for up to 2 weeks. That's all you do. In order to keep the air out, you just put them in here, twist it shut, stick them back in, makes them last for twice as long. Be sure when you're in your fridge that you keep the air vent open at the top because it allows air to circulate from the top to the bottom, and it keeps things from freezing in the back of your fridge. So that's tip number 1. Bag your greens or put them in a Ziploc bag, a biodegradable bag, a Debbie Meyer bag, or a glassware bag. Keeps them fresher for twice as long. Step number 2, rotate your food. This means that you want to keep all of your older produce in the front and all of the newer produce in the back. What this does for you is allows you to get through your older produce first and eat it when it's ripe before it goes bad. And that way, your newer produce in the back has a chance to ripen up as well. It also keeps you from having things that go bad on you faster, and you're getting through things. This also helps you when you're shopping because it allows you to know what things you're running out of, what things you need to buy, and helps you to space all that out. So, learn how to rotate your food. Eat the older things first and always keep them in the front of the fridge. Tip number 3, keep all of your fruits and veggies stored as separately as possible. This means you want to put as many green leafy things in the fridge as possible, and you want to keep as many fruits outside of the fridge as to allow them to ripen up as much as possible. So things like greens, vegetables, broccoli in the fridge. You also want to make the exception for berries. Berries go in the fridge with as much air surrounding them as possible. Don't close them off as to eliminate molding. Things like cucumbers and zucchinis can also go in the fridge. For things like apples, oranges, pears, tomatoes, bell peppers, all of those can be stored outside of the fridge so that they ripen up and so you can taste their maximum ripe freshness. You'll never know what a true tomato tastes like in its ultimate form unless you keep it outside of the fridge. So keep that in mind. And it also allows your fruit to ripen up. Tip number 4 is you want to keep the air vents in the top of your fridge as open as possible. This allows air to circulate from top to bottom and keep everything as crisp as it can. For instance, keep the things that need cooler air and more ventilation near the top, like your greens and your berries. Keeps them from going moldy faster, and it keeps them cooler longer. Things like zucchinis and cucumbers, those can go near the bottom of the fridge because those just need a little bit of cool air and not as much ventilation. Also, keep in mind you want to keep your refrigerator door closed as much as you can. It keeps things lasting longer and it saves you energy. Tip number 5, prepare as needed. I know a lot of you guys like to cut and chop and prepare everything right when you get home with all of your produce and your supplies. But the thing is that I like to prepare my stuff right before I'm gonna eat it, if I can, because this helps my produce to last longer. When you make a smoothie one day and you want to eat it the next day, most likely you're going to end up throwing it away because it's not going to keep as well. I tend to just eat fruit on the go because it's fast food. There's nothing easier than biting into an apple or peeling a banana. Raw food is fast food. If you make your salad fresh, you can eat it all right then. You're getting the maximum amount of nutrients, you're cutting it all up then. If you're making a juice or a smoothie, many of you guys know that the second that you make it, it starts to diminish in color and in nutrient after you blend it. So you don't want to keep things cut up for too long in your fridge. If you cut it all at one time and expect to eat it throughout the week, you may lose more than if you were to cut it and prepare it right before you eat it. So prepare things as needed. It'll save you time, money, energy, and taste. My last and final tip: real food does not last forever. When you're going raw, keep in mind you are gonna have things that go bad on you, but that's okay. Because things that are in boxes or have preservatives, those are meant to last for months on end. But that just means that it's not fresh food. I lose stuff all the time. Like these local strawberries, I may have one that goes fuzzy every now and then. But I find delight in that because I know that means that it's real food. Real food does go bad, which means that you can't keep it forever. They are going to spoil within a few weeks of you getting them. There are tips that you can learn to make them last longer, and you can eat all the right things first. But just keep in mind, when you're going raw, you are gonna lose a few things, and you can't let that get the best of you. Enjoy in the seasonal delights that you have, and savor them. Learn how to compost. There's so many things that you can learn how to do, just so that you can find satisfaction with what to do with anything you may not make it through. I hope you found this video to be helpful. My 6 easy tips are actually written below this video, and they're also on my blog at rawfullyorganic.com and at fullyraw.com. I would love for you guys to post more comments below this video if you have any other things that you would like other people to share or to read. And if you have any questions, I hopefully may be able to get to you all. So hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.